Would you like to lose some weight? Would you like to know how UFC fighters shred their weight in 5 days? Would you like to know their rehydration secret? Do you think they are prone to any dangers due to this process? Then don't go anywhere. Watch this video to the end, as you will find out soon. First up, should you try this at home? This video's information is provided solely for educational purposes to show what some professional MMA fighters do. It would be best if you never attempted to replicate what these fighters do in this video. Fighting in the Ultimate Fighting Championships requires athletes to be strong, lean, flexible, fast, and powerful. In addition, the athletes who compete in UFC fights, also known as MMA fighters, are always looking for ways to lose weight so they can fight in a lower weight class and have an advantage over their competitors. So, except if you are sports inclined, we don't think you should try this at home. Now, let's explore what exactly is weight cutting. In combat sports, fighters use weight cutting to dehydrate their bodies as much as possible in preparation for a fight. The main goal of weight cutting is to allow fighters to compete in a lower weight class than their natural weight class. Rapid weight loss usually occurs a few days before a fight, when fighters dehydrate themselves to weigh less and compete in a lower weight class. Then they rehydrate themselves to their average weight once they have made it into a particular weight class for the fight, giving them an advantage over their opponent. Fighters employ various techniques, ranging from extreme dieting and dehydration to excessive sweating by taking hot baths, sitting in saunas for hours, and wearing sweatsuits. They will also alter their diet to lose as much weight as possible, eating meals high in fat and protein, low in carbohydrates, sugar, and starch, and completely free of salt. The severity of weight cuts varies depending on the athlete. Some fighters lose a few pounds to compete in a division close to their natural weight, while others lose up to 30 pounds to gain a significant advantage over their opponent. So, why do UFC fighters cut weight? UFC competitions are divided into weight divisions based on a weight range. Fighters are weighed in the day before the fight and assigned to one of these categories based on their weight. Fighters try to lose weight before a fight weigh-in to move down to a lower weight class. Tall, strong fighters who compete at lower weight classes may have an advantage over shorter, smaller, and weaker opponents. As a result, fighting in a weight class lower than his own is advantageous. As a result, fighters constantly attempt to lose weight quickly before a fight to compete in a lower weight class. As a result, weight is usually fast regained after a battle. Rapid weight loss begins about 5 days before the weigh-in. Fighters start by gradually dehydrating themselves, eliminating all carbohydrates and limiting salt intake. Then, on the final day, fighters sweat profusely to shed excess weight before the official weigh-in. As previously stated in the video, there are 3 main ways for UFC fighters to lose weight quickly before a fight: extreme dehydration, dieting, and sweating. Would you like to know about these in detail? Then sit tight. We are about to find out. Next, what do UFC fighters do to cut weight rapidly? To start with, fluid restriction. UFC fighters will manipulate their water intake and dehydrate their bodies in the week before the fight to lose as much weight as possible. Fighters will begin the dehydration process by drinking 2 gallons on the first day, followed by 1 gallon on each of the following days, 5 days before the weigh-in. This causes the body to enter flush mode, rapidly filtering water. The next day, water intake is reduced to half a gallon, then 1/4 of a gallon, and finally, no water on weigh-in day. Even though no water is consumed, the body remains in flush mode, dehydrating the body and causing weight loss. According to a study published in the Journal of the International Society of Sports Nutrition, 39% of MMA fighters will choose to go without water for the entire day to make weight. Secondly, calorie restriction or dieting is the second component of fighters' rapid weight loss before a fight. UFC fighters typically adhere to a strict diet for the 5 or 6 days preceding weigh-in to aid the weight loss. Athletes will avoid all forms of carbohydrates, starch, and sugar in favor of meals high in protein and fat. They will also prevent all salt and salt-containing foods because the sodium in salt causes the body to retain water. They may also use a natural diuretic in the days leading up to the weigh-in to promote kidney function and additional water loss. The third method UFC fighters use to lose weight quickly before a fight is to sweat excessively. They accomplish this by running on treadmills in sweatsuits, spending hours in saunas, sleeping under thick duvets, or taking scorching baths. Unfortunately, these methods can be dangerous and frequently leave fighters feeling exhausted at the weigh-in. So, how long does it take UFC fighters to cut weight? Fighters in the MMA and Muay Thai sports are well recognized for reducing up to 15% of their body weight before fights. However, the most elite levels of the sports competition may allow fighters to jump between weight classes and compete for various titles despite these extreme cutting methods. Similar to boxing, UFC fighters frequently lose up to 30 pounds before a match before attempting to rehydrate following a professional match weigh-in. If a fighter wants to fit into a specific weight class before their next fight, they will try try to reduce a significant amount of weight 48 hours beforehand. After the weigh-in, they are frequently given 24 hours to drink in order to gain as much weight and muscle as possible for the most benefit. Although MMA might use extreme means, the sport's weigh-in class regulations are stricter compared to boxing. The agreed upon weight restrictions for non-title matches is 1 pound, and the maximum weight for title matches is 1.5 pounds. The amount of time it takes a fighter to lose weight is determined by the individual athlete and factors such as height, weight, body shape, and physical condition. It also depends on how much they want to lose to achieve their goal. Most fighters will try to lose between 15 and 30 pounds to reach the desired weight, but some athletes will go to the extreme and lose up to 30 pounds to gain a significant advantage over their opponents. This, however, is an unsafe practice that is generally frowned upon. Coming up next, what are the dangers of cutting weight? Cutting weight is an integral part of UFC fighting and, when done correctly, can provide significant advantages to fighters on fight night. However, many fighters go to extremes with excessive dieting, dehydration, and sweating, which can have long-term health consequences. In addition, rapid weight loss is a risky practice that can put athletes at risk during a fight due to a loss of strength and pose long-term health risks. So let's find out some of these health risks. The first danger is severe dehydration. Depriving the body of water, a substance critical to its survival, can result in a slew of health issues. Water in the body drives blood flow to the muscles, delivering oxygen and other nutrients while removing waste from the muscle cells. Decreased kidney function and the risk of heat illness or stroke are two of the most severe consequences of severely dehydrating the body. The kidneys require water to filter the blood and to maintain the proper balance of potassium and sodium, both of which are necessary for cell function. The kidneys cannot filter the blood if there is insufficient water, leading to kidney failure and death. Heat stroke can occur in severely dehydrated people because no sweat is produced to cool the body down. Any exercise that raises the heart rate increases the body temperature, and if there isn't enough sweat to cool it down, the body will collapse from overheating. Heat illness, heat stroke, and death can result from this. Dehydration has also been linked to an increased risk of concussions and other brain injuries. Lastly, what other risks are there to weight cutting? Another risk is extreme dieting. While calorie restriction is not dangerous in the short term, extreme dieting wreaks havoc on the metabolism, which can lead to life-threatening health consequences. For example, severe dieting can result in physical problems such as fatigue, muscle atrophy, acidosis, constipation, dehydration, seizures, and gallbladder disease. In addition, a lack of calories can cause irritability, depression, and other eating disorders, such as anorexia and bulimia, which are unfortunately common in combat sports. And of course, excessive sweating. Fighters frequently spend hours in hot baths or saunas, sweating as much water as possible to lose weight. Sweating excessively may result in rapid weight loss, but it can also have serious consequences. Sweat contains electrolytes, which the nerves require to keep the heart beating regularly. The loss of electrolytes caused by excessive sweating increases the risk of heart arrhythmia, heart attacks, and death. Just 3% dehydration can result in a 30% decrease in overall performance, while also putting enormous strain on the body's major organs. In addition, excessive sweating can cause chronic dehydration, leading to various dangers and risks, including kidney failure, kidney stones, hypertension, urinary tract failure, intestinal failure, and dementia. Alright, that's it for today's video. Let us know what your thoughts are on weight cutting down in the comments section. Also, be sure to like the video and subscribe for more content just like this. Thanks for watching.